Hi, everybody. This is Mitch from protectyou.org, and today I'm going to talk about the concept of voice identification for things like bank accounts and other sensitive services. So, I often talk about the distinction between convenient and secure. So, voice identification is very convenient. There's no question about that. You talk to the computer, and the computer authenticates you, and you're in. The problem is that while this is convenient, it is not secure. And in fact, let me show you, if I can here, an article from OpenAI that says we recommend phasing this out because it is not secure. Why do they recommend phasing it out? Well, because they are just about to release a service that will allow you to clone somebody's voice, at which point anybody can log into your bank account and empty your bank account out or your retirement account or whatever. So that's why it's not very good. So let me make a distinction, and then I'll let you get back to important things. There's a distinction between identification and authentication. So identification is, who are you? I'm Mitch. That's easy. Authentication is verifying that that this really is Mitch. So, for example, if I log on to my bank account and I type in my username, my identification, and I say that I'm Mitch, and then I type in my 32-character password. Hopefully no one's got a 32-character password. And then I use multi-factor authentication using my Authenticator app. I have now authenticated myself. So first I identified myself, and then I authenticated myself. And that is very secure, and that continues to be very secure. The problem is that when it comes to convenience, banks and other organizations are using your voice for both your identification to identify who is trying to log in and your authentication to verify that this really is Mitch. That is the problem. So it's kind of up to you. If you don't care about the money in your bank account, keep doing what you're doing. On the other hand, if you do care about the money in your bank account, you might want to revisit the trade-off between security. And we're already seeing this, right? In the White House, there was a recent cyber attack that someone was pretending to be the chief of staff, Susie Wills, and they fooled a bunch of global leaders into thinking it. So this is not a theoretical attack. This is a real attack. And while under many circumstances you can get your money back if your bank account is emptied, you got a question about how much of a hassle and how long it's going to take you and what you're going to do in the meantime if your bank account is empty. We have seen banks not always be totally cooperative, and at least in some cases they kind of say, well, you contributed to things, and so therefore we're not going to give you your money back. So you're much better off if you can avoid losing your money. That's definitely going to be the least hassle factor from your perspective, and that would be my recommendation. Thanks for listening.